Ladies and gentlemen, there's a force within each of us, a fire that when ignited can push us to accomplish things we never thought possible. Some people seem to have an endless supply of energy, always chasing their dreams with relentless passion. What's their secret? How do they keep going when everything seems to be working against them? The truth is, self-motivation isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, something you cultivate, and something you protect. Most people wait for inspiration to strike. They wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions, the ideal opportunity. But those who achieve extraordinary things don't wait. They create their own momentum. They understand that motivation isn't something that magically appears. It's the result of action. Taking the first step, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect. That one action leads to another, and before you know it, you're moving forward, gaining speed, and building confidence. And there will be days when you don't feel like pushing forward, days when fear creeps in, when doubt whispers that you're not good enough, when the obstacles seem too big to overcome. In those moments, remember this: every great achievement started with someone who felt just as unsure, just as scared, just as unprepared. The difference between success and failure is simple. Those who succeed keep moving forward despite their fears. When the road gets tough, remind yourself why you started. Envision the life you want, the impact you want to make, the legacy you want to leave behind. Hold on to that vision with everything you have and let it pull you forward. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who believe in you, who push you to be better. Cut out the negativity, the doubt, and the excuses that hold you back. The secret to self-motivation isn't hidden in some ancient wisdom or locked away in the minds of a select few. It's in your hands. It's in the choices you make every day. It's in the decision to take action when it's easier to procrastinate. It's in the willingness to embrace failure as a lesson rather than a defeat. It's in the discipline to keep going even when the excitement fades. You are capable of more than you realize. The potential within you is limitless. The only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is the decision to begin. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Take that first step and the path will reveal itself. Keep moving forward and you'll create a momentum so powerful that nothing can stop you. The fire is already inside you. Light it up. They look at successful individuals and assume they were born with an extraordinary drive, an innate ability to push forward no matter what. But the truth is, self-motivation is not a gift. It is a habit, a muscle that must be developed through consistent effort. Just like learning to walk, speak, or master any skill, the ability to push yourself forward comes from practice, persistence, and a willingness to grow. Think about a time when you had no choice but to take action. When you were faced with a challenge, yet you found the strength to keep going. That strength didn't come from nowhere, it came from within you. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who don't is not talent or luck. It's their decision to take control of their motivation instead of waiting for it to magically appear. People who achieve their dreams don't wake up every day feeling unstoppable. They have moments of doubt, days when they don't feel like putting in the effort, but instead of giving in to those feelings, they act in spite of them. They understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you take the first step, no matter how small, you create momentum. And momentum is what turns hesitation into confidence, fear into courage, and dreams into reality. If you want to be self-motivated, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop looking for external inspiration and start taking action. Every time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you strengthen your ability to stay motivated. Every time you choose progress over procrastination, you train your mind to keep moving forward. With each step, you are shaping the person you are becoming. There is no secret formula, no magic pill, no shortcut to self-motivation. It is a choice to keep moving even when you don't feel like it, a choice to focus on solutions instead of problems, a choice to take responsibility for your own drive. The moment you stop depending on external forces to push you forward and start building that fire within yourself, you unlock a power that nothing and no one can take away from you. That power is yours. Too many people believe they need to feel motivated before they can take action. They wait for the perfect mood, the right circumstances, or a sudden spark of inspiration to get started. But motivation doesn't come first, action does. The moment you take that first step, no matter how small, you generate the very energy you were waiting for. Movement creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. Think about the times in life when you've struggled to begin something, a workout, a project, a difficult conversation. The hardest part was starting, but the moment you pushed yourself into action, the resistance began to fade. Your mind and body adjusted, and before you knew it, you were in motion. That's because motivation is not something external that appears out of nowhere. It's a byproduct of effort. Highly successful people understand this. They don't rely on fleeting feelings of inspiration. They take action first, knowing that once they do, motivation will follow. They write the first sentence, make the first call, take the first step, even when they don't feel like it. And once they start, they find themselves naturally drawn into the process. There will be moments when you don't feel ready, when doubt and hesitation creep in. But instead of waiting for the perfect state of mind, act despite how you feel. A small action, just one, can shift your entire mindset. It can be as simple as opening a book, lacing up your shoes, making a plan, or setting a 5-minute timer to get started. The secret is to move even when it's uncomfortable, because once you do, motivation catches up with you. No one ever accomplished anything meaningful by waiting for motivation to strike. The most powerful secret to self-motivation is this: don't wait. Act. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. And the more you practice this, the more unstoppable you become. Most people believe they need to feel motivated before they can take action. They wait for the perfect moment, hoping that inspiration will strike like a bolt of lightning. But that moment rarely comes, and while they wait, time slips away, opportunities pass, and dreams remain just that, dreams. The truth is, motivation isn't something that comes before action, it's something that follows it. The moment you take that first step, no matter how small, you awaken a force within you that propels you forward. Think about a time when you didn't feel like doing something, maybe working out, studying, or tackling a difficult task. At first, you hesitated, finding excuses, telling yourself you'd do it later. But the moment you started, something changed. Your energy shifted, your mind engaged, and before you knew it, you were in motion. And that's because action creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. The biggest obstacle isn't the task itself, it's the resistance before starting. The secret is to break through that resistance with one simple action. Those who achieve great things don't wait to feel motivated. They don't wait for perfect conditions because they know perfection is an illusion. They take action no matter how they feel because they understand that once they begin, the fire of motivation ignites. They don't rely on external inspiration, they create it from within by moving forward despite uncertainty. Imagine standing at the edge of a cold swimming pool. The longer you hesitate, the harder it feels to jump in. But the moment you take the leap, your body adjusts and the discomfort fades. Life works the same way. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you start, your mind and body adapt, and soon you're no longer forcing yourself. You're flowing effortlessly. If you want to be self-motivated, stop waiting. Start doing. Even the smallest step in the right direction can change your entire mindset. Make the call, write the first sentence, take one small step forward. The power to change your life isn't in some magical feeling that appears out of nowhere. It's in the simple decision to act even when you don't feel like it. Because once you take action, motivation follows. And once motivation follows, nothing can stop you. There will be moments when the path ahead feels uncertain, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when you question whether the effort is even worth it. In those moments, the difference between giving up and pushing forward comes down to one thing: your reason why. A strong, deeply rooted purpose is the fuel that keeps self-motivation alive, even when circumstances try to extinguish it. Without a clear purpose, it's easy to get distracted, to lose focus, to let excuses take over. But when you have a compelling reason to keep going, nothing can shake your resolve. Think about the times in life when you felt the most determined, the most unstoppable. What was driving you? Was it a dream you couldn't let go of? A promise you made to yourself? A vision of the life you knew you were meant to live? That internal fire wasn't random. It came from your connection to something bigger than the momentary struggle. When your why is strong enough, you will find a way. When it's weak or unclear, any excuse will be enough to stop you. The most motivated people in the world are not necessarily the most talented, the most privileged, or the luckiest. They are the ones who are deeply connected to their purpose. They wake up every day with a clear vision of what they are working toward. They don't rely on external rewards or temporary bursts of inspiration. They draw their motivation from within. They remind themselves daily why they started, why it matters, and why quitting is not an option. Challenges will come, there will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments of exhaustion, but when your reason for doing something is bigger than the difficulties you face, you will always find the strength to keep going. The secret to self-motivation isn't about forcing yourself to stay disciplined. It's about being so connected to your purpose that stopping is simply not an option. Take a moment and ask yourself, why do you want what you want? What is the deeper reason behind your goals? If you don't have a clear answer, find one, because when you do, no obstacle will be strong enough to hold you back. When you know your why, you will always find your way. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your destiny. Motivation is not just an internal force, it is influenced by the environment you create. If you are constantly around people who doubt you, who discourage big dreams, who settle for mediocrity, it will be a battle to stay motivated. But when you surround yourself with individuals who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you to be better, self-motivation becomes effortless. Think about a time when you felt truly inspired. Maybe it was after a conversation with someone who believed in you, someone who saw your potential even when you doubted yourself. That energy wasn't an accident. It was the power of the right environment. Just like a fire needs oxygen to burn, motivation needs the right people to grow. When you are in the presence of driven, passionate individuals, their energy fuels yours. You begin to think bigger, dream bolder, and take action with greater confidence. But the opposite is also true. Negative, toxic, and unmotivated people drain your energy. They make excuses, they focus on problems instead of solutions, and they project their own fears onto you. If you spend too much time around those who lack ambition, it's easy to start questioning your own goals. Their doubts become your doubts. Their limitations become your limitations. That is why choosing your circle wisely is one of the most powerful secrets to self-motivation. You don't have to cut people out of your life completely, but you do have to be intentional about who you allow to influence your mindset. Seek out those who uplift you, who encourage you to grow, who remind you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend events, and connect with those who have already achieved what you aspire to. When you immerse yourself in a world where success, resilience, and perseverance are the norm, you absorb that mindset. The strongest motivation doesn't come from forcing yourself to stay disciplined. It comes from being in an environment that makes you want to grow. The people you surround yourself with either pull you up or drag you down. Choose wisely, because when you are surrounded by the right energy, motivation is no longer something you have to search for. It becomes a natural part of who you are. Failure is not the end of the road, it is the beginning of a new lesson. Too often people see failure as a signal to stop, as proof that they are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But failure is not a wall, it is a doorway. It is the universe testing your commitment, asking, how badly do you really want this? Every setback, every mistake, every disappointment is not there to break you, but to teach you something essential for your growth. The only real failure is refusing to learn from it. Think about the most successful people in the world. They have failed more times than most people have even tried. They have experienced rejection, humiliation, and defeat. But what sets them apart is that they never let failure define them. They don't see it as a reason to quit. They see it as feedback. Every mistake teaches them what doesn't work. Every setback sharpens their skills, and every rejection strengthens their resilience. They don't ask, why did this happen to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? That simple shift in perspective transforms failure from something painful into something powerful. Imagine a child learning to walk. They don't give up after falling once. They fall over and over again, but they don't see it as failure. They see it as part of the process. They keep getting up, adjusting, learning, and improving until one day they walk, and after that they run. That same principle applies to anything you want to achieve. If you let failure discourage you, you will stay on the ground. But if you treat it as a stepping stone, you will move forward stronger than before. Self-motivation is not about avoiding failure. It is about embracing it. It is about understanding that failure is proof that you are pushing yourself beyond your limits, that you are stepping outside your comfort zone, that you are growing. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, and a life without trying is a life without progress. So when you stumble, when things don't go as planned, when you feel like giving up, remember, failure is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are in the process of becoming something greater. Use it, learn from it, let it fuel you, because the ones who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. Progress is not always loud, dramatic, or instantly visible. Sometimes it is the quiet consistency of small actions repeated daily that leads to the biggest transformation. Too often people expect motivation to come in the form of an overwhelming surge of energy, a sudden breakthrough that changes everything in an instant. But true self-motivation is not about grand gestures. It is about the simple, disciplined habits that over time create extraordinary results. Think about a drop of water falling onto a rock. A single drop does nothing. 10 drops do nothing, but over time, as the drops continue to fall, they begin to carve into the rock, shaping it, changing its form. That is the power of consistency. Small, seemingly insignificant actions, when repeated consistently, have the ability to reshape your life in ways you never imagined. The greatest achievements are not built in a day. They are the result of small daily efforts that compound over time. Too many people quit because they don't see immediate results. They work hard for a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but when they don't see instant success, they lose motivation. But motivation is not something you wait for, it is something you cultivate through habit. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who have trained themselves to take action whether they feel like it or not. They understand that consistency beats intensity. A small action done daily is far more powerful than a massive effort done once and never repeated. Look at your own life. What small habits, if done consistently, could completely change your future? What small steps could move you closer to your goals? Maybe it's reading 10 pages a day, exercising for just 20 minutes, waking up an hour earlier, or practicing a skill for a few minutes every day. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, it just has to be consistent. Over time, these small actions stack up, creating momentum, strengthening your motivation, and transforming your reality. Self-motivation isn't about waiting for a perfect moment or a sudden burst of inspiration. It's about showing up every single day, no matter how small the effort, and trusting that those small steps will lead to something greater. Because success is not about doing something once. It is about doing the right things consistently until they become second nature. The secret is simple. Do something every day that moves you forward, no matter how small, because in the end, consistency always wins. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It has the ability to shape your reality, to push you towards success, or to hold you back in fear and doubt. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If you want to master self-motivation, you must first master your thoughts. Because every great achievement begins in the mind before it becomes reality. Think about it. Every invention, every breakthrough, every success story started as a thought, a vision, a belief that something greater was possible. The people who change the world are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to let limiting beliefs control them. They do not allow fear, self-doubt, or past failures to dictate what they are capable of. Instead, they train their minds to see possibilities where others see obstacles. They focus on solutions rather than problems. They feed their minds with positive, empowering thoughts that drive them forward, but most people do the opposite. They tell themselves stories about why they can't succeed. They replay past mistakes, dwell on fears, and fill their minds with negativity. They allow self-doubt to take control, and as a result, they never take action. The secret to self-motivation is learning to reprogram your mind, to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of saying, I can't, ask yourself, how can I? Instead of thinking about what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Instead of believing success is for other people, remind yourself that it is for those who are willing to work for it. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you fill it with doubt, fear, and negativity, those thoughts will take root and consume you. But if you fill it with confidence, determination, and belief in yourself, you will cultivate a mindset that fuels motivation every single day. Every morning you have a choice. You can feed your mind with excuses, limitations, and negativity, or you can choose thoughts that empower you, that push you, that remind you of your strength and potential. The way you think determines the way you live. Train your mind to be your greatest ally, and there will be no limit to what you can achieve. Because success, motivation, and greatness all begin in the same place, within you. At the core of every great achievement, every life-changing decision, and every unstoppable individual is one powerful truth. Self-motivation is not something you find, it is something you create. It is not a fleeting feeling or a lucky spark of inspiration. It is a discipline, a mindset, a commitment to becoming the kind of person who moves forward no matter what. Those who rely on external motivation will always be at the mercy of circumstances, waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, or the right push. But those who understand the secret to self-motivation know that the power has always been within them. Every dream you have, every goal you set, every vision of the life you want to create is possible, but only if you decide that you are willing to do the work, to push past fear, to stay consistent even when progress is slow, to surround yourself with the right people, and to eliminate excuses that hold you back. It is not about being perfect. It is not about never feeling tired, discouraged, or uncertain. It is about making a choice every single day to keep going, to take one more step, to refuse to let setbacks define you. You have everything you need to succeed already within you. The strength, the resilience, the intelligence, the passion. It's all there, but it is up to you to use it. No one else can give you lasting motivation. No one else can take action for you. No one else can decide what kind of life you will live. That power belongs to you alone. There will be challenges. There will be days when you question everything. But those moments are not signs to quit. They are tests to see how badly you want it. And if you want it, truly want it, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not doubt, not setbacks. Because the people who succeed are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who get back up every single time. So if you are waiting for permission to go after what you want, here it is. If you are waiting for the right moment, understand that the right moment is the one you decide to take action. If you are waiting for a sign, this is it. There is no secret formula, no magic shortcut. The secret to self-motivation is this: decide, commit, and take action every day, no matter what. Do that, and you will be unstoppable.